Hi guys, I'm Amy Trout with Grant's Farm Adventures. Today we have an awesome new episode for you. That's because Grant's Farm has a brand new partnership with Midwest Dairy, and we're going to learn all about the dairy industry. We're going to go on a field trip today to New Haven, Missouri, and visit the Scheer's Dairy, where I understand they actually have robots that milk the cows. I can't wait to check it out. Come on, let's go. Welcome to New Haven, Missouri. We were at the Scheer's Dairy Farm, and with me is Rick Scheer, and we're going to learn all about the dairy industry that he has going on out here. So Rick, this is really a family operation for you, right?
You bet. Yes, it's a partnership with my folks, Gene and Kathy Scheer, and my wife Cindy and I. We're all equal partners in the operation.
Now this is a multi-generation farm, right?
Yeah, my great-grandpa started right here behind us, so they raised 11 kids here, and you didn't do that without a milk cow or two, so I'm pretty comfortable in saying we milked cows in 3 different centuries at this location.
Wow, wow, that's
Actually,
amazing.
on my mom's side, just a couple miles over, we go back to 1851. And,
oh, wow. So say it's in the blood is an understatement.
Yeah, I didn't have much choice.
So Rick, why don't you tell us a little bit about your dairy? What kind of cows do you milk here?
So we milk 2 different breeds of cows. We have Holsteins and Jerseys. We're milking about 120 cows right now, 90 Holsteins and 30 Jerseys. Had always milked Holsteins until the last couple of years, and we've added the Jerseys.
What's unique about the Jersey cow that made you want to bring them into your operation?
There's a lot of differences between the Holsteins and Jerseys, and one of the main ones is the Jerseys produce a lot higher percentage butter, fat, and protein. That's kind of the direction the industry's going with the amount of cheese and processed products that are made from the dairy products. That's a lot of times from the butter, fat, and the protein.
Okay, so it's not just because the Jerseys are adorable, cute little cows, right?
That didn't hurt any.
That didn't hurt any, okay. Okay, well the Jersey cows are definitely adorable. I can't wait to see them in action here. But because they're smaller body size, like what do you think the weight difference is between a big Holstein and a Jersey?
Probably the extremes, maybe a bigger Holstein might be as much as 1,800 pounds.
Oh, that's like as big as a Clydesdale.
And the smaller Jerseys, maybe a little below average, but just as a reference, might be 900 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And so the Holstein could sure be twice as big as a Jersey.
Now, I hear that you don't actually milk the cows yourself.
No, we haven't milked a cow here for a long time.
Do we have robots milking the cows here?
That's right.
So if we go in there, am I going to see like R2-D2 milking a cow or something? How's this going to go?
Not quite. That's a lot of people think that.
Okay.
But it's more just a stall.
Okay.
And the cow comes in the stall on her own. We're gonna feed her while she's in the stall. And so that's really what brings her in, is that we call it cow candy, that we'll feed them to entice them to come in. And so the computer will decide if she's eligible to be milked. If
Really?
she comes in too soon, trying to get one more bite of grain, it'll kick her out and come back in a little after a while. Once the cow comes in, then an arm comes under the cow and it'll brush the cow, brush the teats to clean them and stimulate milk letdown. And after that's done, then the teat cups will go on and milk the cow.
So you're telling me anytime throughout the day, if the cow feels like she wants to get a little bite to eat, she can just go in that stall and get milked at her leisure.
The pen is open. Any of the cows can come up to any of the machines 24 hours a day.
So in thinking about having robots milk your cows, what's the real advantage? I mean, we talk about the cows having the opportunity to come in and get milked when they want to, but how does that benefit you as a dairy farmer?
As the farmer, we don't have to attach the milking machine to the cow. And so it takes some of the labor out. Dairy farming can be pretty demanding. We milk the cows at least twice a day. Some people milk them 3 times a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And so that's a very rigid schedule. It really makes us more flexible because the cows are milking all day long. There's still chores to do. We still have to feed them. We still have to clean up after them. We still got to check on them, make sure everybody's doing all right, but we're a lot more flexible with our time. We can sleep in once in a while. Maybe we can go a little early one afternoon so we can go to town.
Do you notice a difference in milk production by using the robots?
We did go up some in milk production, and we attribute that to a couple of things. The cow can set her own schedule. Instead of being on our schedule, she can work on her schedule. We also get a lot of information from the milking machine. There's a lot of sensors in there that tell us a whole lot. Every time a cow gets milked, there's 125 points of information collected in a package that we can understand. And so we get alarm lists, and here are the cows that varied from their normal, and we can catch a sick cow a lot of times before she gets really sick. And so the faster we can identify a sick cow, the sooner we can get her on the road to recovery and back going strong for us.
You raise a lot of the crops here on property that you feed your cows, correct?
That's right. A lot of the ground behind us here is a crop ground that will raise corn and other grasses on that ground, and we'll harvest that as silage.
So silage is a term that we use to describe a particular type of animal feed that sort of goes through a fermentation process. Here at the Scheer's farm, we're using a lot of corn, some grasses, but there's a lot of other types of plant products that can go into making silage. So it sounds like you guys got some pretty good environmentally friendly things happening here. So when you flush and you clean your barns, you can collect all that manure and then apply it back to your fields as fertilizer?
That's right. The way we clean the barns is a flush system, and so we dump a couple thousand gallons of water down the alleyways where the cows are, and it washes the barn clean. That is all stored in a lagoon, and then once a year we'll apply that liquid from the lagoon to the crop fields that are right behind us here. That'll become fertilizer for the next crop that we raise on that. And so the nutrients just recycle, and the waste at one point becomes the nutrients for the next part of it.
Okay, and then are you able to pump some of that same water back up and reflush the barn with recycled water as well?
That's right.
So Rick, you've been farming for a long time. You've had a lot of cows on and off your property. Do you have any that really stand out in your mind as being just super great producers?
We've had several cows that have reached 200,000 pounds of milk in a lifetime. But our top cow actually got closer to 250,000 pounds of milk lifetime.
250,000 pounds of milk in her lifetime. That's amazing.
That's a lot of milk.
So Rick, the milk truck comes every other day, and then what happens to the milk after it leaves your farm?
Every 2 days the truck is here, pumps the milk from our holding tank, and it goes to a local processor right here in Missouri. But the fluid milk will get from my farm to the grocery store shelf in 48 hours or less.
Wow, that sounds like some pretty fresh milk.
It sure is.
Well, Rick, thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, guys, let's head back to Grant's farm. Well, thanks so much to the Scheer family for having us visit his dairy today. I really enjoyed seeing the Jersey cows, the robots milk the cows, and the fact that the cows could just go get milked whenever they wanted. What an awesome experience for those cows. Well, thanks for joining us today. If you'd like to learn more about our animals, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. When you're ready to plan your next visit, just go to grantsfarm.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amy Trout. We'll see you next time.